I literally let a surgeon cut out my kidney to save my dying husband, and 3 years later, he used that exact same kidney to run away with a 24-year-old. It was 2018. My husband, let's call him Preston, was dying. His kidneys were completely failing. He was hooked up to a dialysis machine for hours every single week, and the transplant waitlist was practically a death sentence. As his wife, I was absolutely devastated. I would have done anything to save the man I loved, so I got tested, and by some absolute 1 in a million miracle, I was a perfect match. Now, giving up a kidney is no joke. I went into a grueling surgery where they literally cut me open and removed my perfectly healthy left kidney to put it into Preston. The recovery was absolute hell. I was in sheer agony for months, but seeing Preston get his energy back, seeing him smile again, it made every single ounce of pain totally worth it. Fast forward 3 years, Preston is perfectly healthy. In fact, he is in the absolute best shape of his life. He starts going to the gym, running marathons, spending hours away from the house, and acting really, really distant. Then came the confrontation. It was not some quiet, respectful conversation at the dinner table. Oh no, it was our anniversary weekend, and I caught him frantically deleting text messages from his 24-year-old marathon coach, Brittany. I cornered him in the living room, and I demanded the absolute truth. He did not even have the decency to look ashamed. He just crossed his arms, stared at me with this ice-cold expression, and said he was not in love with me anymore. I completely lost it. I was screaming, crying, and I looked him dead in the eye and shouted, "I literally gave you my kidney. You are alive right now because of me." And do you know what this man had the absolute audacity to say? He smirked, rolled his eyes, and said, "I never forced you to do it. It was your choice." Then he packed a duffel bag, walked out the front door, and left me standing there, sobbing on the hardwood floor. The sadness quickly turned into pure, unadulterated rage. When we started the divorce proceedings, he actually tried to claim my car and half of my retirement fund. So I lawyered up, and I filed a countersuit that ended up making national headlines. I demanded that he either surgically return my kidney or pay me $2.5 million in biological compensation. My lawyer thought I was absolutely crazy, but I did not care. He was walking around, living his absolute best life, using my internal organ to run around with a 24-year-old. The case made it all the way to the state Supreme Court. The media was in an absolute frenzy. Bioethicists were debating it on morning talk shows, arguing about body autonomy, medical ethics, and what actually counts as a marital asset. But when the judge finally made his ruling, he shut me down completely. The judge looked me right in the eye and said that under United States law, human organs cannot be treated as marital property or financial assets. He ruled that the moment my kidney went into Preston's body, it legally became his body. The court called it a voluntary and unconditional gift. You cannot repossess an organ. You cannot sue for biological enrichment, and you definitely cannot put a price tag on a body part. So Preston kept his health, he kept his new girlfriend, and he kept my kidney. It was the hardest lesson I have ever learned in my entire life. When you give a part of yourself to someone, physically or emotionally, you can never, ever take it back.